how many times in your career were you at the, like, I think we're going out of business? Because every entrepreneur goes to that point and then it hits. And then if this other thing I see happening, and this is, you and I have seen it 100 times, they make money here, but then they think because they made money here, they're going to make it over in restaurant world or in, the smoothie shop or the Kona Ice franchise, and they go broke. Or they open different businesses. So I would like you to talk to that because people think once you make money, it's always going to be there.
No.
It's not. Money has an energy.
No, COVID was just another reawakening of many times that I've had it, lost it, had it, lost it. And as an entrepreneur, you're going to have those experiences there. But once again, sometimes, and I got caught up in that net, where I thought, well, if I diversify and open up another floor cleaning business or this or that, I don't know about those businesses. And what ended up
Right.
happening is I lost, and the money that I thought was here was all sucked up here. So what was this once here went all the way down here. So, that's what you get with a financial advisor, and they'll help you invest your money so that you diversify properly, or you invest in your retirement. But what do you know best? What do you do best? And stick to that and grow upon that. And like I said, I had to learn that the hard way myself. Now, listen, before COVID, and Gary, you probably know this because you went through it too, is all of us did, but we as entrepreneurs, we were doing good. We were doing all right. It's like, woo, things are finally happening. Then a slap in the face. We were shut down. They still wanted their rent. Bills still had to be paid. And all of a sudden, what lived here in the bank account disappeared. And next
Yeah.
thing you know, you're remortgaging your house, not because of foolish things that I need, but how do I keep these businesses open? Because there are people who count on me for their livelihood. And for
Yeah.
their careers, and how do I keep that going, and what sacrifices do I have to make? I'm still paying for that. I mean, it's not something you recover quickly. We're starting to see some recovery, but during that recovery, we did lose a couple of businesses. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but for instance, one school we opened up right the day COVID closed us down.
Yeah. I remember.
We could never have a recovery from that. So, and there's nothing to be shameful about. It's like wrong time, wrong place, and who knew? But but a chance you take. My nephew, who had a gym, just opened that and just was starting to take off. And next thing you know, they wiped him out and his
Yeah.
business out. So many people I know that were doing well and even helping others were given this lesson in life by, and I don't think it was by accident. I think it was designed to wake us up and help us understand that don't ever get comfortable,
No.
and learn how to manage your life well by investing, giving. Like you do the PHL ride. I love that ride. Every year we go to Austin, we get on motorcycles and we take a ride. We get escorted by the police. There's celebrities there that we get to meet and have fun with. But the most important part about that is the money goes to the 100 Club to support the Blue, to support all the first responders, which are very important to us because, I had a friend who was like, we don't need the police. I said, yeah, so when you're getting robbed or you've been beat up or mugged, what are you going to do? He says, oh, I would call 911 right away. And I said, well, okay, you're on hold now. You know,
Yeah.
so and these people, what we do this for is they risk their lives every single day. And some
Yeah.
of them don't return home and their families have no way to move forward or to feed their kids. And I think what you and John Paul did with the love, peace, and happiness, or peace, love, and happiness ride, excuse me, my dyslexia kicked in, is
So I
just
even wore the shirt so you
magical.
would remember.
No, I sometimes had to miss a couple of rides, and even if you don't ride a motorcycle, just being able to attend and support the cause that it stands for is just a wonderful gift to give back, and you could do that locally. You could do that, you know. peace, love, and happiness. And also, Gary, too, you do a lot with Ultimate Face. Every time we did a
Yes.
charity event, every time we did something besides having the makeup to teach people how to do makeup, we said, hey, we're doing a charity event. You're the first to jump and say, listen, what do you need? I'll send it to you for free. So that, you contributed all this great makeup, not only to give out, but to be used so that we can, bring happiness and joy to so many lives.
Well, you're my change agent, and when you look at this, and I'll give you this little, just a little bit to say to everyone, because they think, oh, you closed a business, you failed. You know how many businesses I closed in my career, and it's being not hung up on your ego, but smart enough as a business person to say, I can't put another nickel here, or it's going to kill my business here. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you look at Steve Jobs or John Paul or you, me, any one of our friends who were just perpetual entrepreneurs, and people say, why do you do that? I said, well, first, I'm unhireable. No one's going to hire me. I got to work for myself, just like you, because we're irreverent, just like John Paul and Wynn. But just everyone has to hear this. Julia, it's not a failure. It's just timing, execution. We had everything that made this business successful. It just wasn't time. And you
You
got to
know,
be smart enough to know that it's over.
Gary, I tell people some of my greatest success comes from my greatest failures. And
Yeah.
we call them discoveries. Listen, we learn from these things that happen, and sometimes they're unforeseen, and you can't just go on like you said and keep burying yourself. You're right. Look at Macy's. Look at J.C. Penney's. Look at all these big department stores. Look at all these big companies. General Electric. They all had some type of closing, but they just condensed and worked out the issues to work better for everyone and for themselves as well, so they can continue to offer the services that they do. And you're right, Steve Jobs, he's not with us, but he left a legacy so that people can build upon, because he's
Yeah.
not there still inventing the iPhone. People are building upon that legacy that he left. But I'm sure him and Bill Gates and so many others, even Bezos, how many mistakes, discoveries, and businesses did they have to close in order to
Oh, yeah.
rebuild bigger and better and smarter? So just
Well,
because you failed at something, it's not the end. There's a bigger and better way to do it.